Hello, hello. This is Antoinette with Standing Tall Revolution, and I am so excited to come to you today on this Friday. It's going to be an exciting call. It's going to be one of those calls that, it's just going to really shake you up, but it's also going to give you some tools, some strategy, and some mindset shifts and principles that are really going to awaken who you truly are. And I am excited about it. I set the call for today, 12 o'clock, or 11:30 rather, because I want you to be able to grab your drinks or get you some water, get your coffee, get your snacks. It's the end of the week. So if you connected with me on Wednesday night, we had our midweek call. And I'm on a mission to really annihilate the ego and to help some women step into their purpose, step into their passion, and to really have a front seat at the front of their financial future. So that's what today's call is about. So I want you to take the next hour and just focus on yourself. If you're in your office, close your door. If you are driving, don't close your eyes. Just listen to me and open your mind and open your spirit, and I'll send you the recording. Well, there will also be another document that I want to share with you that's really going to change you. So let's get started. Of course, I want to open with prayer. It's a must. So if you will, just allow me. I had something to read to you, so let me grab that really quickly, actually. I thought I had it right here on my desk. Well, I'll read the one for today. This is out of the book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. So it's a book, almost like these 365-day type of mantras or affirmations or scriptural type things. So this one says, the way things are. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the world belongs to you. I'm going to read it again. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. So I want to set the stage for that, and I just want to say thank you, God, for today. Thank you for everyone on the call. Thank you for abundance. Thank you for prosperity, and not just material prosperity and material abundance, but abundance in our health, abundance in our mindset, abundance in relationships, that we can have sisterhood, that we can have family, that we can have professional relationships that really nourish our soul. So today, open minds, open hearts, and let them hear what they need to hear for their particular situation. It is in your name that I pray. Amen. All right, let's rock and roll. This is going to be fun. So I tell you what I have in front of me. I have a desk full of notes. I have my coffee. I have some water, and I have some raw almonds. If you saw my message one day last week on Facebook, this sneaky little enemy called sugar has invaded my house, which is completely unlike me. And I am putting myself on a no sugar allowed type of fast until Turkey Day, until Thanksgiving. So bear with me. If you hear me crunching, it's because I need a little snack. But it's lunchtime, so we're going to have a girl chat. We're going to have a money chat because that's where it is. I'm going to hop back over here now and get my notes so I can stay on target, okay, and get you out of here. Within an hour, hopefully, I'll do probably about 30 minutes or less or so, and then I'll open it up for questions if you have some, and we'll take it from there. So welcome to Calling in the Cash. So this is what you can expect from this call. You can expect the truth about money. You can expect to discover the truth about you, and then 5 steps to help you make $500 or more. $500 or more. And I was going to put a time frame on it, and I may, but I want you to just start to realize the money that you want, the money that you desire, for the lifestyle that you have been given is available to you. And then we'll talk about the resources to keep you on target forever. So the call is about the truth about money, the truth about you, 5 steps to help you make $500 or more, and provide some resources for you to keep you moving, to keep you on target, because I like to keep you supported. And if you're always, on Twitter, Facebook, you can tweet your aha moment at Antoinette Sykes on Twitter, or you can connect with me on my Facebook page, Antoinette Sykes Fans. That's my business page. And if you're connected with me personally, it's facebook.com/Antoinette.Sykes. And the tags, we're going to use some hashtags today as well. I'll give them to you. That's #, which is the number sign, standing tall, all one word, capital S, capital T, or hashtag #MTagRich for Miss Think and Grow Rich. So capital MTAG Rich. So 2 hashtags there for you. And, of course, you can find out information about me, book sessions with me, all of the above at standingtallrevolution.com. So let's dive in. I wanted to talk about the reason why we're here. The reason why we're here is each week I do a midweek mindset call, and it's pretty much to help us to stay on target, to be re-energized, refueled, to get realigned, to finish the week really strongly. So this week's topic was about fun for success. So if you're on the call now and you were on the call on Wednesday, this will sound very familiar to you. If you were not and you registered, then you received the replay. But the call was about how to really have balance in your life, start to have some fun, and how that contributes to your bottom line. And I had no idea, that fell in my spirit over the weekend, and it was just amazing and so profound to me how low the energy was on the call. Now, typically when I do these calls each week, people have questions after questions after questions, either live on the phone or they sent them to me via email leading up to the call. Well, this week, everyone was so silent. It was so silent, and I didn't know what it was. And it was one brave soul that really, came to the phone and said that she had a tough day. It was, timely, thanks for the message, etc. And it really hit me that I feel like that's exactly the energy that we're in right now. So that's why I wanted to do this call today. Because after that, I did start to receive emails around, feeling like clients explaining to me, even prospects or just people who participated, feeling like it's the end of the year. They're feeling down on themselves for, either setting a goal and didn't achieve it or just really feeling flustered all around. So I wanted to put together this call, and ultimately it all lies in fear. That's the underlying basis for all of this. Let's be very clear. It all lies in fear and mindset and around money, because that's exactly what that call apparently provoked, that people want to advance in their businesses, they want to invest in themselves, and they either don't have the money, can't see how the money's going to come, need more clients, et cetera, et cetera. And as I said on the call, when you get into this, almost desperation type of mode where you need it, and you go out and you have a client call, or you even pick up the phone and you have a client call, the person on the other end of that phone can feel it. They can feel it. And you and I both know that's not a sexy appeal at all. Somebody that's desperate, that's really wanting your attention or wanting your business. So that's why we're here today, to piggyback on the call. And I want to really give you some tools and some tips to get you out of this. So if you signed up, you are in for a treat. For those who did not, they are missing it. They are really missing it. So the holiday time is upon us. We kick off next week with Halloween. Then we have the elections. Then we have Thanksgiving. Then we have Christmas. So it's just rolling. And that's what the calling in the money is about, because all of you now are feeling the crunch of that. So I want you to take a deep breath and just kind of exhale while I get a sip of water here. And I grab my next slide here that is for you and what we're going to discuss. We're going to jump right in it. So if you've had your deep breaths, I want you to continue to exhale, and I'm going to start the information here. I want you to think about right now something in your life that you really want, just one thing, something that you really want that's been holding you back because of money. And if you even squirm at the amount of times I'm going to say money, the amount of times I'm going to say abundance, the amount of times I'm going to say prosperity, then this call is definitely for you. Because as women, that is one of the top things that we get really shy about, how much money we earn, how much money we want to make, how much money we truly are desiring, all of the above. And I'm speaking from experience, because one thing that I found out, if you're on this call and you are an entrepreneur, When I was in corporate America, I had no problem whatsoever, putting out my resume, going to talk to the VP or the CEO about how qualified I was to be promoted for a certain level of position, how qualified I was because of my education, because of my experience, all of the above. I mean, confidence just kind of dripping. That's exactly who I was, and I was very proud of it, extremely proud of it. Well, then you fast forward, and 9 times out of 10, if I said I'm going to get a job in 30 days, then I would. And I would do anything that I could to do that. And anything, I mean, of course, all the professional things. Obviously, update the resume, at every networking meeting, talking to everyone I know, putting out my information on the job boards, you name it. But also, more importantly, it was this boldness and this confidence about myself. And I know that. Well, fast forward to when I got laid off, not once but twice, my ego took a big dip. A huge, huge dip, where some days I felt like I didn't even know my name. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I just really honestly did not feel as confident as I felt beforehand when I worked for someone else. And I can't remember what business coach or someone I was talking to, one of my mentors, they put it to me really plainly, and they asked me a series of questions, but this is what it boiled down to, is that I felt so confident in myself that I could give and share my skill set with someone else and make them money, but I was not being my own cheerleader in my own life. Because the skill set didn't change. I was still the same Antoinette. I still had the MBA. I still had my certifications. I still had the experience, but my confidence took a blow. And because my confidence took a blow, my faith took a blow as well. I want you to resonate with that. So if you're any place right now and you're feeling like, you're not closing the sales, all of the above, this is the first step that you need to take. And I like to call it get ready, get real. Step number 1 is get ready, get real. And that is about really getting clear about where you are. Where are you today in your finances? Where are you today in your business? Where are you today in life? Just today, October 26th, before the end of this month, where are you? Did you have some monthly goals that you set? Whether you set them or not, they're there, because there are things right now that need to get paid regardless if you put them on paper or not, i.e. the mortgage or the rent, car note, health insurance, light bill, phone bill, TV, you name it. So where are you right now? This is how you get ready, get real. And if it's not about the bills, where are you just in general in your business? How many clients have you seen this week? If you're looking for a position, how many resumes have you sent out? How many people have you talked to? Type of thing. And this is exactly what I do. I had to get real and get ready, because when I got laid off, it's real quick for people to say, and I'm definitely one of them. If you've ever spent time in my presence, I'm very positive, I'm very spiritual, I'm very outgoing, I'm very aggressive, all of the above, rah, rah, rah. However, that does not mean that you do not recognize where you are right now. Part of your success is going to come from getting real and getting ready. And getting real is acknowledging that, I was laid off. And it sucks. It really, really sucks. I may not have the money in the bank. My continual cash flow from my, salary is no longer going to be coming in. So this is a real moment for you. Who are you? Do not glaze this over. Do not listen to anyone who tells you to just think positive and it's going to be okay. It is. It truly is going to be okay. I truly believe that 110%. But this is why I'm having this call today, because I want to give you the behind-the-scenes tips and tools, because you're my sister and I love you. So get real, get ready. Just get real about where you are right now. So take out a piece of paper and write it down. Where are you? Where are you in your finances? Where are you in your business? Where are you in your life? Because this is not about denying where you are. It's about seeing where you are, as painful as it may be. But it's also very empowering, because once you see it and once you own it, then you get to choose to do something about it. And that's what the get ready part is about. Get ready. So who's ever been beating you up, your ego, the enemy, they were in for a shock. Now they are, because You have a secret arsenal, and her name is Antoinette. And I'm crunching in your ear, sorry, but I needed some almonds. I bought these new raw almonds last night, and they're unsalted. Oh, goodbye, sugar. So, get ready, get real. Where do you want to be? That's the next step. Where do you want to be? And when I say this, how many clients do you need? It all comes back to the numbers. Let me put that out there also. It always comes back to the numbers. This is not about, again, feeling bad about where you are, feeling any type of shame or guilt. I had that as well. Getting laid off, I felt like I was a failure. I felt like it was something I could have done differently. Intellectually, I knew that, yes. But you still go through all these gamuts of feelings. So I want you to figure out where you want to be and write it down. Take a deep breath, exhale, and let go of the shame, let go of the guilt around what you're about to write down. And this is about thinking as big and boldly as you want, because this is about your purpose. Because if he has given you the desire to want more, that means he put it in you from when you were a seedling, before you were even a seedling. He put that desire in you, and he's going to bring it to pass. But first, you have to acknowledge it. So let go of the shame, let go of the guilt, and write it down boldly. What is it that you want in your life? How much money do you want to make? How much money do you want to call in? That's what it's about. How much is it? And this is not about some big lofty, some lofty number either. Let me put that caveat out there. This is about how much do you need each month what's the bare bones? What do you need what's the number that you need to make the bills in the positive? To pay the car notes, to pay the rent, to pay the mortgage, to pay the babysitter, to pay education loans, to pay credit cards. What is it? All those numbers, write it down, and it should be one number. This is about letting go of any type of shame or guilt around it. Just write the number down. Then I want you to put in a number for something that you want to have fun with. Because what I have found that if you're just working to fulfill the debt, quote, the debt, i.e. what you owe, then you're not going to feel very good about that, okay? God came that we may have life and have it more abundantly. That means we're supposed to enjoy life and have peace and joy and be able to go out and have fun with friends. So even if it's something that you want to do this month, put that in there. If you want to treat yourself to a new pair of shoes, or you want to treat yourself to a facial, a mani and a pedi, put that in there on top of your number. And when you do this, then it starts to feel a little lighter to you. That number that you need to meet every month, that starts to feel a little bit lighter to you. And you start to feel happy about it. And this is what I mean about having the fun back in success and not being bogged down by it. Okay? So where do you want to be? I hope you boldly wrote something down. Okay, I'm moving on. Now it's your decision. If you are really tired of being in this place where you don't have enough money, you don't have enough clients, and you know that saying, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's what this is about. Today is where you get a chance to put your stick in the sand and draw a line to create the life that you want to have forever and ever. Amen. Because I believe we were all put here with a purpose to fulfill. And the more you allow your inner me, I-N-N-E-R, me, to stop you, which is your ego, then you stay stuck and you stay small. We're only going to be given so many chances to get this thing right and to do what we're called to do. I think today is a good day to do that. So today is decision time. If you are ready to get out of the stress of, around money, like what your money story is. If you grew up in a household where, we all receive these type of, quote, subliminal messages about money, whether it was money doesn't grow on trees or that's expensive, we can't afford it. You name it, you pick it. We all know what we grew up in. Today is where you get to decide a different thought for yourself, a different life for yourself today, right now. So it's decision time. So you get to put a stick in the sand and say, no more. No more. I'm done. Get out of all the drama and the muckety-muck. Get very clear and make a decision about where you want to be in your finances. Because when you make that decision, it's very powerful and very empowering, and nothing can stop you. Because if you're like me, I take care of me, quote. Yes, I know I can always move home to be with my parents or with my aunt, but honestly, is that what you really want? Is that what you really want? I'm very thankful and very humble and blessed that I can go, because I know a lot of people don't have the resources or the family support like that. So that's not what this is about. But this is about you taking 100% responsibility for where you are and where you want to be. And it starts with getting real and getting ready, and then making a decision. If you have made the decision, excuse me, I'm going to get a sip of water. If you have made the decision that it's no more, then we're going to continue on. So you've written down what you want. You know your number. You know your number. Now you've made a decision. All right, let's keep going. The next one is to ask. Ask. A lot of you are not asking for divine guidance. We're just relying on our own knowledge, our own expertise, our own skills. Well, as I mentioned before, we were given desires. You have desires right now, and they're innate desires, and you and I both know what that feels like. So we know when it's us in the flesh, and we know when it's us in the spirit. We're talking about those spiritual desires that you have a purpose and a passion for. So now you get to ask for divine guidance. And this is what I mean. You've been presented with an opportunity to get you closer to your goal, to get you closer to losing weight, to get you closer to saving more money, to get you closer to creating marketing packages and plans and having new clients. And you said, I can't afford it. Because it's a knee-jerk reaction. And you think about it. When you say, I cannot afford it, what happens? Number one, everything shuts down. You become numb to even hearing or seeing opportunities where it could be possible for you to attend an event, work with a certain person, or et cetera, or attend, some spa that's going to de-stress you, that's going to help you lose 10 pounds or set you on the right path to wellness. When you say I can't afford it and you say no, it shuts down every possibility. So I want you now to change that. When you're presented with the opportunity, I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, you start to ask yourself, is this going to put me closer to my goal? Is it going to hurt me or harm the person that I'm with? And then you ask, instead of saying, I cannot afford it, you ask God, how can I afford this? How can I afford this? Because it is going to be beneficial to your life. It's going to be beneficial to your business. It's going to be beneficial to your career, to your bottom line. And again, the world is full of abundance. The world is full of abundance. So why should you have to struggle with not having to complete the next task to get you closer to your goal, i.e. your purpose? That's not how it works. So this is all about up-leveling your mindset and your energies around how you start to get into the possibility of faith. So I want you to start to ask the question, how can you afford this? Ask him. Ask him, how can you afford this? How can I do this? And then the next step is all about having the faith to believe it, to believe that you've asked for it and it's going to come to pass. So if it's divine guidance, how can I afford to go to Puerto Rico for, a business conference that's going to help my business? And let's be clear, we're not talking about just fluff. I mean, it can work for just, creative fluff things. But this is about you co-creating. This is about you co-creating with God. And I know a lot of people think that the money truck is going to roll up to your door and he's just going to deliver one of those big satchels of money and it's going to be all set. That doesn't happen. When we ask for more money, it shows up in the form of an opportunity through people, an opportunity through an event, an opportunity through books, you name it. It's always something. And you think about it, it always requires an investment, even if it's investment for your time. Like today, you're investing your time. This was a free call. You're investing your time. So start to ask him, how can you afford it? And have the faith to believe it. You have to stick with it. You have to stick with it. And a lot of times you'll hear me on the call that says, I'm holding a place for you. And that means I'm praying with you because I want to see you achieve your purpose, achieve your passion, and ultimately achieve the financial success and freedom to live the life of your desire and to live the life that I know he has called you to live. So I'm happy to cheer you on. I'm happy to hold a space for you. If you say, hey, I'm praying and believing for, 10 new clients in 2 weeks, I'm standing with you. But I'm also, I'm also going to ask you, so what are we doing? What are we doing to get those 10 new clients? What are we doing to call in that additional money? So that's the next step, is that if you're not putting yourself around women or circles that have your best interests at heart, almost like a mastermind type of environment, then you're going to get deflated really quickly. You're going to get deflated rather quickly. And here's what happens. I'm telling you right now, so beware. I'll give you this tip right now. You're on this call, and hopefully you're receiving much value. You hop off of the call and you go tell somebody, I know how I'm going to attend fill in the blank, whatever it is you want to do for your business, for your career, for your life, you name it. And you go tell Sister So-and-so, I'm so excited, I just hopped off this call. I know how I'm going to manifest the money, get the money, God's going to bless me, I believe it, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing they may say to you is, are you crazy? How are you going to get this much da-da-da-da-da? Do you have the time to go? Do you have vacation time? Who's going to keep the kids? Do you know how much airplane tickets are right now? You name it. And I'm chuckling because it's happened to me before. And you feel like they just stomped on your little dream. They just stomped on your great news. So here's where you need to be very, very careful with who you tell your dreams and your desires to. And it comes with putting yourself in the right circles. And you may not, you already know who these people are. You already know. I don't even have to say who they are. You know who they are. So I want you to notice, if you haven't had anyone in the last 7 days say to you, hey, what about that goal you had? How can I help you? I just did a video about that, as a matter of fact, putting yourself around other women or people that are really pulling you up. Really pulling you up. So this is about keeping your energy high, keeping your energy supported, keeping your faith supported. Because remember, where 2 or more gathered in his name, there he is also. So he wants the best for you. So now you have to put yourself in mastermind circles or groups that are going to foster that type of environment for you. And then lastly, I want you to write down that question. How can I afford X? Fill in the blank right now. How can I afford X? Fill in the blank right now. And I want you to number the paper from 1 to 50. Because if it's a desire in you right now, number one, and there's a way. If you have the desire, there's a way. And where you get tripped up is saying, how is it going to happen? That's not having faith. Faith is just saying, okay, I'm going to do it. I don't know how it's going to come in, but I trust you and I believe you. I trust you and I believe you. So ignore, this step right here is really about suspending and ignoring the gremlins that are going to pop up, the people that come into your life that are the naysayers, and even your inner me that's going to start doubting and questioning you. You get a choice right now to tell your inner me to say, I got this. I got this. And you sit down, and I want you to get someplace quiet. We're going to wrap up the call here, but this is very important. This is a way for you to afford anything right now. If you believe God, if you believe that you're a child of God, if you believe in abundance, then this is for you. So you're going to put at the top of the paper, how can I afford X right now? And you're going to start to list 50 different ways that you can bring in the money, that you can call in the money. I told you it's not about a get-rich-quick scheme. This is about you creating, because that's not how it happens. So again, you know, I'm your sister, I'm your friend. I wouldn't tell you a lie. The Brinks truck has never rolled up to my door and said, Antoinette, we have $1 million for you. Hasn't happened. Anytime, you know, the funds have come in, it's either because, you know, either I have borrowed it, I have humbled myself to borrow the money from a credit card, from a loan, or family or friend, or I've created something. I'm going to tell you how this works and what you can start to put on your paper. These are just ideas. This is around you being creative, because it starts in your mind. It starts in your mind. So if you're on this call and you're a business owner, think about the packages you can create for the holiday. Think about the packages for, quote, Halloween. Think about something new that you can offer to clients that have bought from you in the past, or create a new package. How many free sessions can you give away where then you could talk about your package to upsell them into something of great value? So you think about it. So go back to step number 2. What was the number that you needed right now? And this works for Christmas. It's the holiday time. You know, a lot of times I think a lot of people start to buy into there's no money, you know, the holidays, people aren't buying. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. That is not your story. That is not your story. We live in an abundant world that God created, and he created us to be here, and he wants our purpose and our vision to come to pass. So you start to ask him, how can you afford X, Y, Z? So if you're looking to bring in, if you're looking to call in, like I said, and I gave a low number. I gave $500. $500. If you're looking to call in $500 over the next month, or just additionally, if that's your spending money for Christmas, what would your life look like? What level of stress would be alleviated? If you had just $500, and that's just a small amount, just $500 for Christmas presents. Think about it. So I'm going to open the calls up, the lines up here in a moment. There was something else I wanted to tell you. Let me look at my notes really quickly here. Get ready, get real, make a decision, have faith and believe, ask. We have not because we ask not. And if you're a business owner, write down the different ways. This is about being creative. Think back to when you were a kid. I don't know what type of parents y'all had, but, you know, anytime I wanted something, my mother would be very quick to say, well, how are you going to earn that? It's about earning it. This is about earning the money. That's what it's about. Because I think sometimes in this society we've kind of gotten away from, quote, wanting to work and create and using the power of the mind. So people pay you for this. This is what you do. This is why you signed up to be an entrepreneur. And if you're having trouble with, any of these steps, and I gave it to you really quickly because this is at a high level, but over on November 1st, my Miss Think and Grow Rich program is kicking off. And this is exactly where we're going to dive into deep into all these steps around using your mind to get rich. Using your mind to get rich, and it's so very true. It's so very true. And this just dispels all of that get rich quick scheme. That's not what it's about. But this is about changing your life and your mindset forever, because it is about a money consciousness. It is about a money consciousness. And there are no wrong answers on the 50 ways. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you. I'm glad I took a note there. There are no wrong answers on the 50 ways. How can I afford X? And so the reason why I want you to get into a quiet place, I'll tell you right now, get into a quiet place, maybe do it tonight, or maybe tomorrow night or over the weekend, or over the next hour if you're free, if you're in a quiet place. I want you to first have prayer. Have prayer and pick a scripture that you believe that resonates greatly with you. In my Abundantly You 29-day program, we're all talking, meditating, speaking, believing, walking in Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans you have for me, plans to prosper me and not harm me, plans to give me a hope for the future. So that's just to remind us that God has a plan for us. So when you start to really meditate and pray on that, and then you have prayer and ask him to reveal his plans to you, then you get still, give yourself about an hour to really write down the different ways that you can make money right now. And it could be as off the wall as you want to. This is about no judgment. Just write it down. Just write it down. And you must go to 50. If you feel like you get stuck, push through it. Because when you feel like you get stuck, that's the ego and your enemy trying to keep you where you are. So this is about you really breaking through. And it's a powerful, powerful exercise. Powerful. Powerful. And trust. Trust that it's there. And then after you have completed the 50, and divine guidance is going to come in. Divine guidance is going to keep at it. It's going to come in when you say, I'm keeping on. I'm pushing through this. I'm pushing on. And those are the really good ones. Those are the really, really good ones. Because you know it didn't come from you. You've already asked for divine guidance, and you're just now allowing him to come in. Then what you're going to do is you're going to pick out the top 3 or 4 and take action on them one at a time. And you choose them which would be the least amount of time for you to implement that will guarantee you or net you the most amount of money that you talked about earlier. So the easiest to implement and the least amount of effort to do so. Okay? And then you simply say thank you. You say thank you. So I hope that was extremely, extremely good to you. Extremely good. I want to end this by saying, I want to read to you a quote here. And it's by Michelangelo. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it is too low and we reach it. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and that we miss it, but it's too low and we reach it. So today is about you really stepping in to your powerful place, to know that abundance is here, to know that you're supported by God, to know that you're supported by the universe that he created. And within that universe, there are plenty of available resources and opportunities that are divinely trying to make their way to you when you start to ask, how can I afford it, and not cut it off? And this is the one way. that you can do it. And I'm holding a special place for you. I believe in you. I believe that you can do this. I believe in your purpose and your passion, whatever it may be. And I'm cheering you on and holding you to the highest regard so that you can achieve the goals that you really want to achieve. So let me hop on out of my PowerPoint slide, close my notes, and hop back over here to the webpage of the conference call so I can take some calls from you. So I'm going to unmute the line. I'm going to open the line for questions. If you believe you press *6. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to get a drink of water and a raw nut and see if you have any questions. Okay, you're live on the air with Antoinette, and I want to know if you have any questions, how the call was, how can I support you? And don't be shy. Press *6. No questions? There has to be some. All right. Maybe y'all would unmuting your lines as well. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to take a call. I'm going to unmute caller whose last 4 digits end in 3542. You're live, Antoinette.
Hi, Antoinette. It's Nikki Sanders.
Hey, Nikki. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I am glad that I stopped what I was doing and got on the call. And
Yay.
It was definitely more confirmation for me, and still following your, statement that when we ask for money, it shows up in the form of opportunity, because this was indeed an opportunity. And the quote that you closed with is what I posted yesterday, I think. So it's more confirmation for me. So I thank you.
I love that. And you specifically, ma'am, have to do this. How can I afford it right now?
Yes.
You and I have talked before, so I am really holding a really big place for you, and I believe everything that you're doing. And I can't wait to see how he has divinely guided you and the opportunities that are going to come, because I believe the doors have already been opened because you did take the first step of faith.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Would you like to say anything else?
No, just a great big thank you.
Okay. All righty. Well, thanks, and I'll check over with you later. I'm going to mute your line for your privacy.
Okay.
All right. I am unmuting a caller's number that ends in 6671. Who's this?
Hello, this is Miss Kimya. How are you today?
Hey, Miss Kimya. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Yes, I had fun on the call. I said, she always makes life fun. Let me get on here and see what she's talking about today as I'm sitting here planning things out. So I love the call. It was fun, and it was dead on, especially that Michelangelo quote. I think I hear that or say that to myself at least once a day. That's just one of those things. Every time I think of a goal, okay, is this big enough? Because you just might hit it. You're planning on hitting it, so don't make it too small. But no, it was really good because you said a lot of things that I have to either write down or make sure I have visually in front of me that you can't say, how am I going to get this done? It's okay. My favorite is, okay, who's going to pay for me to go to this conference? Or where is this coming from? That's just how I have to keep thinking about things. And I am with you 100%. That Brinks truck does not show up with the truck of cash, but it will show up with the opportunity. It shows up with its opportunity every time. And you never know where it's going to come from. And it always amazes me that it never comes from where you expect it to come from.
That's the beauty of it.
Never does.
No,
never.
That's the beauty. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the beauty. So when you begin to ask about how can you or what can I create? If you get still and the answers will come. I guarantee. And there, it's so funny. I love Angelo quote. I do love this. But when I said the part about the how, there's a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King, and I could not find that one. But he talks about when you take the step, it's not about seeing the whole staircase, but you got to take the step.
Yes.
The first step. So
yes.
Yeah. Yes. So I couldn't find that quote. I told you I had paperwork all around because I've been researching for y'all and preparing. But it's in my notes for the Miss Think and Grow Rich program. So I'm excited about it, and we're going to dive so much deeper in this, in the program, because it truly is mind-changing. It changed my mind when I read the book several years ago, and I think as women, we just always shy away from the financial conversation, from the money conversation, and this is not about, hawking your jewelry, selling your items. This is really about being one with God and co-creating the life that you want to live, the life that He has called you to live.
Yes, because it's not about cash; it's about life and lifestyle.
That's right.
That's exactly it. Yeah, so I said, I just got to jump on there and tell her I'm on here and tell her it was great.
Well, good. I hope you are you planning us for Miss Think and Grow Rich?
Say it again.
Are you joining us for Miss Think and Grow Rich?
I am working on that now.
All right. Amen. I'm standing.
Yes.
I'm standing with you, and we did a 2-pay plan option as well. So
I saw that.
Yep, so you'll have a whole another 30 days to manifest and create something
yes.
that's going to bring it to you. Yes, ma'am.
That's exactly it. Yes. Wonderful. Thank you.
Absolutely, Kimmy. I'm going to mute your line now.
Okay.
All righty. I love that. I love that you all are getting juicy nuggets. Okay. There's someone on the line whose last 4 digits are 6943. You are live now.
Hello. Hi. This is Lisa.
Hey, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here choking on these dry almonds, but I'm good.
Okay. I have one question. There are so many opportunities to get training, to get coaching, to find a mentor, whether it's virtually or face-to-face. And just how much should you invest, or when do you know, okay, I just need to work on what I learned from this first class or focus on working with this person here? I mean, it's kind of an overload. And I just what's the best way to strategize to select what's the best courses for you or who's the best mentor?
Absolutely. I think for you, number one, if you're already feeling overwhelmed and overloaded, then that's not from God, because that only leads to more stress. So for you, I would think, number one, I would get still and ask. Like right now, what's your most pressing need? And you don't have to answer out loud. Mm-hmm. What's your most pressing need, and who do you believe can bring it to you the fastest to fulfill that? It's almost like when you have all of your bills or your credit cards and you're trying to pay off the debt. I remember this. So when I was in college, I ran up all of these credit cards because, I was one of those who just lost my mind when I got them. And then, of course, you have to pay for them. Mm-hmm. They don't tell you all of that. So I literally had to, gather myself, make a list of every credit card bill that I had due, and I chose to tackle the one with the highest balance first because I wanted to get that sucker off. Or you choose the one that has the highest interest rate. So same type of concept. So if you list out all of your mentors or coaches or people or programs that you're looking to hire, bring on, invest in, let's say in the next 6 months, list them in order of priority as it relates to what it is you need most right now in your business and in your life. And you start to pray on it. I would really pray about that. Mm-hmm. And you see things, because even though if you choose the first person, the first person is Mr. Mickey Mouse, who's going to give you leadership training for your full-time career, number one. Because if you're in corporate America, y'all hear me, if you're in corporate America and you plan, part-time entrepreneur, that's A-okay. You're already doing a lot. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So right now, your full-time career is funding your entrepreneur venture. you have an investor right now because they're allowing you, that paycheck that you get every week, every 2 weeks, is allowing you to put money into your business to keep it going, i.e., get marketing materials, i.e., book hotels, to throw events, that type of thing. So let's be clear. We want to make sure that we want to keep that going. So if you are due to take a training course, and hopefully your full-time employer is paying for that, hopefully, but if not, you figure that out. Only you know that. Then I would get the training that I needed for the full-time career because I want to maintain my expertise for another year until I then transition out to my full-time entrepreneur type of role. If it's a coach or a mentor for your entrepreneur gig, then maybe see at the bare, quote, minimum, what can you afford to do right now? But I wouldn't take on more than 2 because you're already spreading yourself thin with your full-time career, taking up, 8+ hours, then your business probably taking up at least another 4 hours per day or more. Then you still have to live. You still have to have a life and be balanced and have fun and laugh so you can be creative to create all of these new great things. So I would put it in perspective like that. I would choose 1 and 1. I would choose 1 event to attend for my full-time career and then maybe choose 1 program, mentor, or coach to invest with for your entrepreneur role.
Okay, and that's every 6 months or once a year? Like
I would say
the 2.
The 2, I would think what is the workload that you can handle right now? Because if it's a one-time, if it's a one-time event, if you're going to be gone for 3 days for this, HR training where you get this certification, then that's 3 days. You can go for 3 days and you're done. And then you still have this entrepreneur coach that maybe you're coaching with for 6 months. You already know that that's built into your calendar. So maybe you don't need to take on another event or certification right now in your full-time career. You just need to go to work and implement the activities, the lessons, the plans, the information that you learned in your certification program.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that help you?
It does.
Okay, good. I'm going to mute your line. Okay, we're coming up on an hour. It's about 12:23. Anyone else have any questions? Well, if you would like any more information around this, I'd be more than happy to help you. Again, this is just an overview of the whole money conversation, how to balance it all, because you have to. So if those of you are on the line, similar to Lisa, who have maybe a full-time job and you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to balance it, it is a lot. So I really want you to cut yourself some slack and don't do too much. If it's already starting to make you feel overwhelmed, then just set it aside and have some prayer. Ask about it. Because when you start to get into overwhelm, you get stuck and you don't move forward. And this is about, when you work with me, it's about forward movement. So I'm not one of the ones that's going to tell you need to do it all. You need to, go to get your corporate training, go to get a certification, go to coach with me, or go to coach someone else. It's not about you even working with me, because I only want to work with the people that I know are divinely called to work with me that I can help. And if not, there's somebody else for you, and I love that. But either way, if you feel like you need the support right now, there are different options out there. So whether it's a one-on-one opportunity to work with a coach or whether it's in a group program where you can kind of do it yourself and follow along, there's something out there for you. And if you're unsure, then I would say that you need to really, really get still and prioritize. Prioritize about what it is that you need most right now, that you can get the most bang for your buck, that you get the most benefit, your ROI, return on your investment. And you take it from there. And whatever answer that comes back, it's great. It's perfect for you. Somebody else's answer may not be the same way. Someone else's answer may not be the same way. So, for example, if it's overwhelming to you to add up all of your bills, and let's say it's, $10,000 and today is the 26th and you need $10,000 by Wednesday or next week or the 1st, that could feel very overwhelming to someone if you don't have the faith yet to believe God for a $10,000 opportunity or $10,000. I mean, obviously, yes, you could be walking down, the yellow brick road and $10,000 could magically appear. It could. I'm not God. It could appear. It's never happened to me. However, so that means you need to get creative in your business and in your life, and what can you create for that? If that is too overwhelming for you, chunk it down into smaller pieces. And we do this. I do this with my clients each day. So if that number feels like, oh my God, how can I do that? See, that's when you start to get into the how, and we don't want that, because then that negates the whole faith and asking and believing, okay? So if that's too big, take a smaller number. Put them all listed down. What's most pressing right now? If you know your light bill is due on the 1st, or you're not going to have any electricity, that's pretty severe, and that's a top priority. If you know you don't have a house phone, you only have a cell phone, and your cell phone bill is due on tomorrow, then today you need to be focusing on the amount of money for your cell phone bill so you can bring in that amount of money, and you start to work down the list. So this kind of goes back to, again, being very simplistic, but again, I think because we have gotten away from really trusting our instincts and from really trusting ourselves and not really looking at the numbers. So when you come to work with me and you come to the Miss Think and Grow Rich program, it is about mindset, but we get very real with the numbers. And we get very real by writing them down. I even have a spreadsheet that you keep in your house each day so you know the numbers, whether it's your savings account number that you need to call in, whether it's what do you need to bring in to meet the bills, and what's fun, what's your fun number. So it's both. So if you are feeling a little antsy around the numbers, it's okay. It's all right, because there is a way, and you'll continue to feel antsy about it until you face it, until you get ready and get real. And we're going to do that on the Miss Think and Grow Rich program, and I'm super excited about it because we'll dive into each chapter each week. So you're not going to be overwhelmed. You'll have me to lead you, of course, but you'll also have the benefit of a mastermind. So if there are people in your circle right now that do not support you and your dreams and your goals and your desires, then this is your chance to be around other women that are powerfully connected to one another, but also recognize and respect our relationship with our Heavenly Father. And it's nothing more powerful than having someone pray for you and believe for you the things that you want for yourself, and that are going to stand there no matter what and make sure that it comes to pass. And I set the rate for this at a very affordable price, and I'll tell you this right now, because this is the first course, or the second course, under my new Abundantly You type of mantra that you will start to see being rolled out for 2013. So for 2013, this is going to look completely different, and I couldn't be more excited, and I wish I could tell you more right now, but I cannot. But part of it will be a surprise. Part of it will not, because it'll just be me, just fully stepping in to be me and all that he has created me to be. I want you to really take advantage when opportunities, coaches, mentors, programs, events are presented to you that is going to get you closer to what you do. Then start to ask a different question and take advantage of it. So obviously you may not be able to pay in full the amount. I think it's $597. You may not be able to pay that right now, so there are two options. I had someone the other day sign up for one of my VIP days. And there's a power in asking. And she simply said, she's like, I can't pay that full amount. Do you accept the payments? Absolutely. Let me put together something for you. So hear me when I tell you there's always a way. There's always, always a way for you to achieve what it is you need to achieve in your life. You just have to start to ask the right questions and get out of this knee-jerk reaction and get out of the mediocrity and the drama. Time to let the drama go and step up. So I'm going to step off of my abundant soapbox right now, but I would love to have you. This is a personal invitation for you to come on and join me and some other spectacular women for Miss Think and Grow Rich. If you go to missthinkandgrowrich.com, you will find all of the information, and there's some fantastic bonuses there that will support you beyond the 14 weeks as well. And if I do not see you on that program, then definitely take advantage of the information that I shared with you today around the 50 ways that you can afford to call in the money right now to get anything that you need in your life. And let me know how it worked out for you. I'd love to know what you're manifesting. I'd love to know what you called in. And you all have a fantastic rest of the day. Go get you some lunch. I'm going to go and make me a salad and have a fantastic day. You'll see me online. You'll see me on Facebook. So post your aha moments as well. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.